Oh, suddenly music.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Whoa. That's awesome and creepy at the same time. I've no clue what is, if the narrative is trying to hint at me, or is it trying to just tell me what happened or what's going to happen or what. The neck craning, I'm guessing that thing there is the aerial that's being referenced so many times. I have no clue what an aerial is. Oh man.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Well, that's sad. Is this the bothy? I don't even know what a bothy is.
3 cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. His house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
Okay, so now it's sounding... Oh, here's his bed. Okay. He even had a sleeping bag. Alright, so we're like... We finally know what we're doing. Yes, I think. We're apparently following the trail of this guy who came here out of solitude and... Or to escape from life after his wife died or whatever. You're finally getting a little bit of grounding in what the hell the narrative has to do with... Whoa! Has to do with anything. It's cool. I always like when there's animals animated in games. At least when it's done well. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not sure what this is. It looks like that octopus again. Still no clue what that is. It's really supposed to be though. It's probably not an octopus. But I don't know what else it could be. Okay, path's leading me down that way. Is there a way up? I see a fence up there. Suggests there's a path up there, but let's go down first. Maybe it'll lead us down, then up? Because the narrative did say something about going down and through the island. The underbelly of the island or whatever. Oof, hate to fall down there. Wait, actually I might have to at some point. It looks like there's a cave right there. Maybe that's where this path is kind of leading. Sort of, maybe. Who knows? I'm sure that people who like Skyrim would love a game like this. Except for the fact that it's... No, actually they probably would. Because one of the things people love about...
He left his body to the medical school and was duly opened out for a crowd of students 21 days after his passing. The report is included in my edition of his book. The syphilis had torn through his guts like a drunk driver, scrambling his organs like eggs on a plate. But enough definition remained for a cursory examination, and, as I suspected, they found clear evidence of kidney stones. He's likely to have spent the last years of his life in considerable pain. Perhaps this is the root of his laudanum habit. Although its use makes him an unreliable witness, I find myself increasingly drawn into his orbit.
What's laudanum?
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky, Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
Okay. So we're talking about so many different people, it's hard to keep track of who he's referring to. So apparently the person who had kidney stones and died from syphilis was Donnelly himself. And I have no clue what disease you can get from a goat, but the shepherd was delirious with it and crawled down here and died somewhere around this area and then got taken into the cave there, I guess. There's a really old boat, skeleton of an old boat. I'm not sure what the metaphorical significance that kidney stones have, though. I'm not following. I'm not really following any metaphor here. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, but
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I don't want to. That music was creepy. I don't want to interrupt the narrative, though, so I gotta... Keeps interrupting me. There's a path through here, and the cave. Well, the cave is more immediately in my face, so I'm guessing I'm gonna go this way first. Hopefully it doesn't, like, branch paths, because that would kind of suck when you can't run or move backward very quickly. Is that a fire? I'm kind of nervous. Is there something gonna... Wow, that's... Wow. What? A candle? So someone was here just recently. So a candle like that could only burn for, I don't know, maybe a day before it go down all the way, right? Wow, it's freaking gorgeous. I love the play of lights and colors, and uh-oh, that does not look good. Do I want to go down there? Wow, this is huge. Well, the light's kind of pointing me down, so here goes, even though I know there's the other path. I'll try this.